Great companies,
Right.
and I've got nothing bad to say about these guys. But this is where it's going to benefit the stations, and people need to understand this. When you put a program like Kimmel in a late night fringe spot, okay, they only have so many insertable breaks that the local stations can sell. Now, if they would replace that time slot with a locally produced show or just rebroadcast their evening news, that opens up to 30 to 40 available slots that they can sell to advertisers. So they make more money, believe it or not, if they have their original programming that they create rather than Jimmy Kimmel. So if you look at it from a financial standpoint, they like this. This is less hours on their staff as well, that they don't have to come in and stay later till 11:35 at night when this all things wraps up. So from what I understand, the stations are getting a lot of feedback from local advertisers that are saying, Eric, we will not buy your program if you have Kimmel on the air. So this is an economic decision. And of course, we can just say that Jimmy Kimmel's show has become so political. And I've looked over his every single day. I look over his monologue to see what he's talking about. 90% of the time it's about Trump or about anybody else in Congress, and very little original jokes. Now, keep in mind, this is a comedian that honestly got his start from, he was a very funny guy early on in his career, but he just got radically changed to the left. But I think at the end of the day, I think he will still have a show, Eric. I just don't think it'll be on broadcast. I think it'll go straight to digital. And where it goes from there, I have no idea.
And maybe the folks don't understand, you and I have worked in these types of conglomerate stations. So Sinclair has something like 200 stations, ABC, NBC, CBS, Fox, and CNN, as does Nexstar. Nexstar may have just surpassed Sinclair, about the same, about 200, 220 stations, all branded different broadcast networks.
Yeah.
And what they do, they each has its own news director at each station. So these news directors are typically very liberal. ABC, NBC, CBS, CNN, very liberal. And so you put pro-Trump programming up, or you pull anti-Trump programming off, and these news directors get crazy. They get really ticked off at the parent companies, Sinclair and Nexstar. And so the parent company has to make a decision. Do we tick off every one of our affiliates, or do we do what we want to do? And right now, the two of them are standing up saying, we're going to stand up for Trump. We're going to stand up for Charlie Kirk. We're going to push away from Kimmel. And it's not an easy task for them to do it, even though they may or may not make more money doing it. It's a very difficult thing. They're doing this on principle, not necessarily on money, I believe.
Yeah, I think you're right. And also, full transparency, Nexstar is trying to merge with Tegna, and so that was blocked in the previous administration. That might be open for a green light under the Trump administration.
There you go. Yeah, because there's limits. There are limits. There's broadcast limits, how many stations you can go.